The U.S. is strategically maneuvering troops and equipment into the Middle East in an effort to deter Iran from further escalating the conflict between Israel and Hamas.
Of course, the move has not prevented Iran from trafficking weapons into the West Bank through neighboring Jordan, a situation that could ultimately result in the opening of a third front in this war.
Joining us now with reaction, retired Army Brigadier General Anthony Tata. General, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Sean Dagan.
Listen, I don't think anyone wants to see this escalate. I think there's a response to Hamas, but what should happen here to make sure escalation doesn't happen, this stays between Hamas and Israel?
Yeah, so we've got a real PhD level problem on our hands here. The tactical situation in Gaza is really Israeli Defense Force focus. The operational focus in the north, that second front, is really IDF as well, but a little bit us helping with intelligence and maybe some logistics and air defense. And then the West Bank, really the third front, but I even go further back to Iran. That is the real strategic threat. And there we can really play a role, where we come in, we push a carrier strike group or two into the Persian Gulf. We get forceful with Iran, because right now, understand that there's spies in the Department of Defense and Department of State. I mean, it's open knowledge, and they won't revoke their security clearances.
From Iran.
The chief of staff to the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations is an Iranian sympathizer, born in Iran, communicates regularly with the Supreme Council, and they won't do anything to her. So, I mean, our special ops are over there, right? And she knows everything that's going on.
If you put that map back up, General, of everything that's going on, Hamas, Israel, Hezbollah, Iran, 20 U.S. troops injured in Iraq and Syria, this is Joe Biden's doctrine. This is their creation. You had to have known that this would happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The appeasement of Iran, Dagan, has been the undoing of our, remember the Abraham Accords. It was just 3 years ago that peace was breaking out all over when we in the Trump administration were working very hard to get people talking, get people to the table. We'd shut down the Iran nuke deal. We were starving their flow of weapons. And remember, the Obama nuclear deal and now Biden trying to restart that, it doesn't require Iran to stop the first exportation of terror means, Houthi rebels, Shia militia groups, the militants in Hamas and West Bank, Hezbollah. They're green lit to go do that. There hasn't been anything in any of those documents saying, if you want to do this, you got to stop doing this.
General, I don't think these people are stupid. Whether it was in the Obama administration or the Biden administration, they know what they're doing. And when you send pallets of cash to Iran during the Obama years, you unfreeze $6 billion under the Biden years, you don't enforce sanctions on Iran and their oil sales. This is what you get. They know what's going to come, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a direct funding stream from the West, the U.S., lifting the sanctions or ignoring them, and then all that money comes into Iran, and Iran, it goes straight to. They were training these Hamas terrorists in Iran. The Wall Street Journal just released a report on that. It's crazy what we're doing here.
That's right. So just quickly, the Hamas fighters trained in Iran before the October 7th attacks. Roughly 500 militants were training right before.
And think about that, Dagan. Secretary Blinken came out and said there's no direct evidence that Iran was involved in any way. If the Wall Street Journal knew that a few days ago, when do you think the administration knew that? They're gaslighting us.
America funds Iran. We're going to help Israel fight the war, and we'll probably help the Palestinians rebuild. We're in everything.
Thank you so much, General.
General Tata, thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.